Okay, either I'm seeing the inner beauty of some of you ladies out there, or not at all. Okay, I'm just playing with you. Let's talk about Shallow Hal, which is celebrating its 20th anniversary today. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name's Doyle, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 2001 fantasy rom-com Shallow Hal, released by Fox, directed by the Farrelly brothers, starring Gwyneth Paltrow and Jack Black, who plays the titular character. Story is about a shallow man who falls in love with a 300-pound woman because of her inner beauty. Film also includes Jace Alexander, Joe Viarelli, and Susan Ward. It was released on this day, November 9th, 20 years ago, so happy 20th anniversary to this. This film is, in a way, a guilty pleasure of mine, although I hadn't watched this film in I don't know how long, but I loved this movie. Well, apparently, we start by seeing a young version of our titular character, seeing his dad in the hospital as he's passing away, and what have you. But then we go on to seeing the present day Hal Larson, that is. He's a superficial man with a heart of gold whose fixation on the physical beauty of women gets in the way of seeing their inner beauty. Hal and his equally shallow friend Mauricio spend their nights obnoxiously hitting on beautiful, sexy women at nightclubs and mostly end up getting rejected. Hal's work life is steady, but he is dismayed after being passed over for a long-sought promotion. His love life is non-existent, as seen when he tries to ask Jill, his attractive neighbor, out for a date. Jill is not interested as she finds Hal too shallow and is generally not attracted to him. Soon, Hal becomes trapped in an elevator with life coach Tony Robbins. That's right, who, of course, as himself. While waiting for the elevator to be fixed, Robin sympathizes with Hal's disappointment, but tries to figure out his ideas about women. He hypnotizes Hal into only seeing a person's inner beauty. Hal does not realize he's been hypnotized and later meets Rosemary, daughter of the president of the company where he is employed. Rosemary is morbidly obese, but Hal sees her as a slender and beautiful trophy blonde. Yeah. He is immediately smitten by her. Used to being overlooked due to her appearance, Rosemary initially interprets Hal's interest as mockery, but begins to realize his feelings for her as, well, are sincere and what have you. Yeah. Really crazy. I especially loved it when they shared a little bit of dinner, talking about stuff. I mean, and I do remember Rosemary's looking at Hal's like, which one of my butt cheeks are you talking about? And I was like, oh, okay, cuckoo. Yeah, it's funny. You'll see him do that a few times. Yeah. Anyway, this of course is easily, before I get back to the story, this is easily one of my favorite Jack Black movies. Not my absolute favorite. The School of Rock is easily my favorite. Anyway, well, Mauricio's kind of surprised to see what she's like and what have you. It's like, what, is she buying the rhino? Boy, yeah, he sees the girls Hal's attracted to as just, I don't know, a little weird and freaky. Yeah, once Rosemary meets Mauricio, she's like, is that a members only jacket? Mauricio's like, yeah, it is. So, what were you, the last member? Oh boy. Yeah. Apparently, it's just crazy. Anyway, they begin to date, which includes a bike ride with Hal's friend Walt, who has spina bifida. If I mispronounce that, I do apologize for that. Mauricio's worried about Hal's new taste in women and convinces Robbins to give him the trigger phrase to undo the hypnosis, which is Shallow Hal wants a gal. Well, while on a date in a restaurant, Rosemary tells Hal she's been asked by the Peace Corps to go on a 14-month mission to Kiribati. Mauricio phones Hal and says the trigger phrase, breaking Hal's hypnosis. Mauricio confesses to Hal the truth about Robin's hypnotherapy, but Hal doesn't believe it until he runs into a woman he initially appeared beautiful to him, but whom Hal now sees in her true physically unattractive state. Well, Hal begins to avoid Rosemary, who becomes depressed without him around. Distraught that he was not seeing the real Rosemary, Hal accepts a dinner invitation from Jill. The two dine together, and Jill tells Hal that she has observed him overcoming his shallow nature and is interested in dating him now. Hal realizes his true feelings for Rosemary, who has coincidentally arrived at the same restaurant with her family and sees Hal and Jill sitting together. Assuming the worst, Rosemary leaves in tears. Not recognizing Rosemary, Hal walks right by her on his way to a payphone to call her and reassure her of his feelings. Confused and distraught, Rosemary calls Hal a psycho over the phone and effectively breaks up with him. 5 days later, Steve informs Hal that Rosemary's Peace Corps partner, Ralph, wants to be in a relationship with her again. Hal attempts to find Rosemary, but instead encounters a young patient named Cadence at the hospital where Rosemary volunteers. Yeah, that's another fun moment from this movie. Oh, yeah, very funny. Now, where was I? Oh, yes. Previously, due to Robin's hypnosis, Hal saw Cadence as a perfect little girl. He now sees that there are severe burns all over Cadence's face. Inspired by her, Hal changes his views on the physical appearances of people in general. Hal, during his search for Rosemary, finds that Mauricio has his own reason for stopping Hal's hypnosis. He has an inoperable vestigial tail, which has prevented him from ever getting close to a woman. Mauricio confesses he was envious of Hal's happiness and is afraid to start a relationship with a woman. Hal convinces Mauricio to accept his abnormality with confidence. Wow. All right, now for the ending. You know the procedure like always. You have 5 seconds to stop this video. Go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below. If you've seen the movie already, continue on. Here we go. Okay, you've been warned. So Hal makes up with Mauricio and decides to reconcile with Rosemary. He heads to the Peace Corps recruiting office and confronts Ralph, believing he and Rosemary got back together. Ralph informs Hal that he and Rosemary are not together and that Rosemary's parents are throwing her a farewell party, and Ralph wasn't invited. Hal, Mauricio, Ralph, and Ralph's friend, little, bo- little boy, no, wait. Lee Boy, that's it. Oops, like I said, I haven't seen this film in years. My mistake. Arrive at the home of Rosemary's parents. Rosemary initially rebuffs Hal's presence, but then accepts his apology when Hal professes his love for her. Rosemary informs Hal she is still leaving on her Peace Corps mission. Hal says he's coming too, having just been sworn to the Peace Corps by Lee Boy. Yep. And soon Hal and Rosemary reconcile, cheered by the crowd as they kiss. He tries to carry her bridal star to the car, but he can't lift her. Moved by his gesture and effort, she triumphantly carries him instead. As they drive off, Mauricio meets a woman who loves dogs. The two walk off together as he wags his tail. End of story. So what did I think of Shallow Hal? Now, like I said, it's been years since I last saw this film, but like I said, this was a guilty pleasure of mine. I do have it on video cassette, which is a special edition that Fox put out, and of course it had additional scenes not shown in theaters. And I gotta say, this was just absolutely very hysterical. Though the film, well, may have gotten mixed reviews, but it still did pretty well. But anyway, I love the performances we got from everyone. Jack Black nails it as Hal. He was absolutely awesome in this. I mean, I loved Gwyneth Paltrow as Rosemary. Now, although, well, she says, well, she played both the roles of Slim and Fat Rosemary, except for a couple of close-up shots of Fat Rosemary below the neck, which were played by Ivy Snitzer, her body double, and had to wear a specially designed 25-pound fat suit and encapsulating prosthetic makeup. She has since admitted that she did not enjoy partaking in production of the movie, in particular dreading having to wear the fat suit and makeup. Well, I can understand, but nevertheless, I mean, she might have not been too thrilled with wearing all that stuff, but at least we get to see her in her true slim form, and which that was very perfect. And that's why I was big on Gwyneth Paltrow. I mean, even though I saw her in some other movies that came out before this that she did, like well, I know one of those was Shakespeare in Love, and I do believe I saw Sliding Doors. There might be some others. I think I saw Emma too. I think I might have seen a little bit of that. I don't think I saw the whole movie. Anyway, the prosthetic makeup effects and body suits for Rosemary, as well as their mother and all the secondary characters, were designed and created by Tony Gardner and his company. Yeah. Now, as for the rest of the cast, Jason Alexander, I really liked him as Mauricio. He was very funny. Let's see, Joe Viarelli plays Rosemary's dad, Steve. Let's see, Jill Christine Fitzgerald plays Rosemary's mother. Tony Robbins, great. Uh, we have Bruce McGill in this. It's Hal's dying dad. Molly Shannon as Hal's mother, although she was uncredited though. Susan Ward, who this was only the second flick I knew her by after the In Crowd. Wasn't too bad. Renee Kirby playing Walt, very good. Kyle Gass, who of course was Black's partner in the group Tenacious D, is in this, plays Ari, and Laura Keitlinger plays Jen, two of Hal's co-workers. Oh, and chick who he met at the restaurant after the little breakup. Well, after not the breakup. After Mauricio snaps him out of his little hypnotic trance. It's played by Brooke Burns. Very good, actually. Yep. Anywho, this film still was a bit of a success. The film went on to make 141 million worldwide. The movie opened in second place, losing to Monsters Incorporated, but nonetheless, it still proved to be pretty well. I mean, and this film was actually PG-13 rated like their earlier attempt, Dumb and Dumber, since their previous attempts, which were There's Something About Mary, which I've already reviewed, and Me, Myself, and Irene, which came out the previous year, which I still have yet to review that one, were R-rated. But anyway, overall, I think Shallow Hal is absolutely a funny flick. I mean, the story's not too bad. I mean, the characters are good. I like the music that you hear in this. The music by William Goldrum and Ivy. That was really good. Anyway, but with all that said, in the end, would I recommend Shallow Hal? I'd say sure, go ahead, give it a try. I mean, if you're a diehard Jack Black fan, this would be right up your alley. But just to be on the safe side, I'd give it kind of a second thought. In between, sure, go ahead, and and maybe give it a one-time watch. If you're not satisfied with this film, then don't bother with it again. You can stick to some other Jack Black films, such as I don't know, The School of Rock, maybe. Well, anyway, just trying to see if you was paying attention. But I'm serious about the rest of it, though. This film's really funny. I would love to revisit it one day. But anyway, Shallow Hal, it's just so much fun. So, what are your thoughts on Shallow Hal? You can tell me in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button below, subscribe to my channel, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Now, I will plan to review some more Jack Black flicks down the road. Now, even though I've already reviewed the Kung Fu Panda trilogy. But anyway, now, I'll be right back. Give me a second. Sorry about that. Join me next time when I bring to you a review of a film I didn't get to put on my schedule, but I had planned to make up for lost time in reviewing this one, a film that recently turned 20 a few months back, and that being another guilty pleasure of mine, Evolution. Yeah, I'm going to review that next, and then you'll be getting my spoiler-free reviews for Red Notice and Home Sweet Home Alone later on this weekend. Okay? Good. Now, if you like this video, you may want to consider checking out these other videos. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of, the only Farrelly Brothers flick I have reviewed so far, and that was There's Something About Mary from 1998. Or go to the upper right-hand corner and see my review for another fun-filled romantic flick and what have you that is easily another guilty pleasure of mine in ways, and that was You've Got Mail, and from 98. Or go to the bottom left-hand corner and you can see my little big announcement of what's coming to my channel for the next 2 months. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.